How will all of this impact the Indian markets? We have our team of researchers joining in to take us through the trade setup and the FNOQs and the stocks that we need to watch out for in today's session. First up, we have Rima, who is joining in with all the market cues we need to watch out for this morning. Morning, Rima. 19,800 on the Nifty. Some strength yesterday, but the question is, will it sustain?
The trade has been very range for the last couple of days, and the range has only been getting narrower. And the GIFT Nifty is suggesting that the start is going to be on the quieter side, and maybe to start with, that range continues on the markets. You spoke about you spoke about the U.S. markets, the Asian markets, and the handover that we got from Wall Street. But just to get back to that point about the narrow range on the Nifty, yesterday the Nifty moved in a very narrow range of about 75 points. The day prior, it was an 86-point range. And last week, we had the Nifty trade in a range of about 138 points on Friday and 245 points on Thursday. So as you can see, the range is getting compressed. Yesterday, the high on the Nifty was 19,825. We got there, but couldn't close above that level. We closed just shy of that level, and the low was about 19,750. So to begin with, these would be the markers to watch. But today, I think it's all going to be about the IPOs, and we're going to be talking a lot about them because there are 4 IPOs which open up for subscription. So there is Tata Tech, which will command most of the eyeballs, raising close to about 3,000 crore rupees. But you've got Fedfina, Flair Writing, and Gandhar Oil Refinery. So today there is going to be a lot of attention on the primary markets. Back to you.
And we will come back to you as well on Tata Tech. But thanks, Rima, for joining in. And now over to Abhishek, who would list out the stocks that we need to watch out for in today's trading session. Morning, Abhishek. Tell us more.
Morning, Homas. To begin with, Jio Financial has issued a clarification. This is with respect to the report that Jio Financial Services will have a bond issuance of 10,000 crore. So Jio Financial says that the company has no plans to raise money by way of bond issuance, or otherwise the news item is speculative in nature. TCS US Supreme Court has rejected the company's petition to file an appeal against Court of Appeals for an order to pay damages award of 140 million that was passed by District Court of Wisconsin. So they will make balance provision of $125 million in their Q3 financial statements as an exceptional item. So RL plans to invest about 20,000 crore in West Bengal over the next 3 years. Reliance has already invested about close to 45,000 crore in West Bengal. The investment will be in digital, retail, bioenergy, and compressed biogas plant in West Bengal. Titan CCI has approved acquisition of additional 27.18% share capital of Karatline by Titan. So Texmaco Rail has launched QIP, the QIP of about 750 crore, which includes a green shoe option of about 200 crore. Indicative price is at 129.1 share. There is a huge discount of about 13.4% to the CMP, that is yesterday's closing price. NHPC, the critical head race tunnel work at Tista V6 HE project Sikkim have been resumed. The project was being executed by Lanco Tista Hydropower Limited, WOS, a wholly owned subsidiary of NHPC, which was affected due to flash flood in Tista Basin. All Cargo Logistics Limited, the LCL volume for the month of October was down about 4% YOY and 3% month on month. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Abhishek. We'll keep an eye out on all of these stocks. And lastly, we have Manglam Malu joining in with the FNOQs this morning. Manglam, good morning. 19,800 again. Will it or won't it?
Well, that's the question. Will it or won't it? One is betting their money on whether it moves around that range itself. Because yesterday as well wasn't a bad day, though we traded in a narrow band. If you just take a look at the way the Nifty and the Nifty Bank moved, it opened with a gap up. The gap up was sustained through the day, and somewhere around that 1 p.m. mark, there was a bit of a dip on both these indices, but that dip was quickly bought into, and we ended once again with a gain of almost 90 points on the Nifty, the narrow range notwithstanding. The only thing we have to watch out for whether mid-caps resume their uptrend. Yesterday, the mid-cap index hit a fresh record high, but immediately thereafter, we saw both the Nifty Next 50 and the Nifty Mid-Cap Index see a bit of profit taking, and both those indices ended at the low point of trade. The good part, however, was institutional flows were positive. After FII selling for the last few trading sessions, yesterday as well they sold, but they sold lesser, and the DIS bought a lot more, and as a result of which there was net inflow of almost 200 crores in the cash market. That's not all. The FIs also bought close to around 700 crores in index futures, and in that they added long positions to the tune of 3,500 contracts and covered short positions to the tune of 2,500 contracts. As a result of which, a smidge higher in terms of FII's long exposure from 20% has moved to 21%. Important to watch out for what's taking place in the option space. Why? Because yesterday with the Nifty holding around that just below that 19,800 mark, all those who had written the 19,700 call and the 19,750 call had to unwind their positions and cover their positions. So as you can see, some short covering in the 19,700 call and also the 19,750 call. Now the call writers are active at 19,900 and the put writers are active at 19,800. The premium on 19,900 call is close to 27 and the premium on 19,800 put is close to 60 rupees. What does this tell you? That the option writers have positioned themselves for congestion around 19,875 to 19,925 and strong support which has moved higher from 19,650 to close to 19,700 to 19,750. So those are the support ranges and the resistance zones as per the options action. Today is a Wednesday, which is a Nifty Bank weekly options expiry. Out there, 44,000 call and 47,300 puts are extremely active. So we are nearer to support than resistances on the Nifty Bank. Just watch out for a bunch of stocks. A lot of long positions added on Oberoi Realty, one of the big gainers in yesterday's trading session, and long unwinding seen after a big rally in names like Vodafone Idea as well as REC. So those are a bunch of stocks we'll watch out for.
We'll keep an eye out for all of that. Plenty of cues to watch out for. Thanks a lot, Mangalam, for joining in. Time for a short break here on Power Breakfast. But up next, as we promised, IPO Corner, Tata Tech, the first Tata Group IPO in over 20 years, opens for subscription today. More on that on the other side. Stay tuned.